Welcome to Dorking Out. My name is Sonia Mansfield, and I pick the adjectives. Joining me is my podcasting sister from another mister, and the co-host of Dorking Out, Margo D. Hello, my friend.
Hello, my friend. I am here for the Brian Dennehy content.
I assume that's the only reason this movie was on our list, actually.
It's got to be. And he's never looked more handsome, I have to say. Robert Redford, Robert Schmedford. I am
seriously
Dennehy all the way.
I don't get it. I'm like, why would you care about Robert Redford when Brian Dennehy is there? Like,
in a mustache, y'all.
In a mustache. I would ride that mustache. I'm just saying. Yes. We are dorking out about 1986's
and
Legal
we're
Eagles.
Filthy.
And we're filthy and salty today. We have all kinds of anger going on. And it's a cocktail show, so just prepare yourselves.
Yep.
This movie is written by Jim Cash and Jack Epps Jr. They also wrote Top Gun and Secret of My Success.
Okay, that's making a whole bunch of fucking sense now, because nobody really wrote this, but I get it. Continue.
He did Turner and Hooch, Dick Tracy, and Anaconda.
Bet he's rich.
They're all rich.
They're all fucking rich.
And this is directed by Ivan Reitman. This is his first movie after Ghostbusters. What the fuck?
R.I.P.
Ghostbusters.
Just lost him this year.
I know. Ghostbusters, a perfect comedy. Legal Eagles, not so much.
Yeah.
It stars Robert Redford, Debra Winger, Darryl Hannah. Brian Dennehy is our old man crush. We've got Terrence Stamp in there. Christine Baranski shows up, and Roscoe Lee Brown as the judge, who I never recognize the name, but when he shows up, I'm like, yes, I know who he is.
The guy from Logan's Run.
Yes.
Played the robot in Logan's Run, and he was also a very famous episode of The Cosby Show.
Yes, that too. Yeah, I like him. Did you see Legal Eagles in the theater?
Fuck no. This would not have been in my wheelhouse. It's something I definitely would have rented, or I saw it on cable. And I say this, I can remember my parents, I think, renting the movie and enjoying it very much.
Yeah, I absolutely saw this in the theater. Actually, I'm going to look something up real fast because I think I know why I saw this. And I saw it with my mom for sure. And we both probably really liked it. And I think my driving force for seeing it was, and I looked this up and I am correct, moonlighting was huge on television at the time. And this show and this show had a moonlighting vibe to me that I was like,
scratch the itch.
Yeah, I was like, I want to get in on that. And so I went to see it. Now I watch it as an adult and I have some thoughts and feelings about the characters. But I'll try to describe for you all what this is about, because the movie, it opens with like a birthday party it's the 70s, right?
60s.
60s. Okay. And that's right, because everyone in the movie's older. Okay. So it's a big birthday party in like a warehouse. It's an artist and it's his 8-year-old daughter's birthday. And it's a party with adults for an 8-year-old, like you do.
Like we have.
Yeah, like, because 8-year-olds love to party down with adults.
Exactly.
At their birthday
We're
parties.
Mom and Dad's friends.
Yeah, this is fun for me. And then he is apparently a pretty prolific artist. He like signs the back of a picture for her and sends her off to bed. How fun for her. She gets some cake, whatever. Then there's like a fire. She sees some people running around. She gets rescued from the fire, all this stuff. So that all happens. And then we cut to like 20 years later and she is arrested and now she's grown and she's beautiful because she's Darryl Hannah.
Hotter. She has never been hotter than this. I mean, she's smoking hot. Like barely any makeup.
Yeah.
80s fashion, and she looks amazing.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Yeah. She's arrested while trying to steal back some of her father's paintings from a Manhattan art dealer. The plot doesn't really matter, but I'm giving it to you anyway. Or makes sense. And then we meet Robert Redford. He's an assistant district attorney. He has like a 13-year-old daughter, I guess, that's living with him. Apparently he's real smart because he's an assistant district attorney, but he doesn't know how to make toast. And he sets his house on fire at one point.
Right.
And they try to give him like little quirks and character things. Like, it's like, you couldn't sleep, so you tap dance in the bathroom when you can't sleep. I'm like, come on. What are we doing?
Not a thing.
It's not a thing. People are not doing that.
He walked in there like, I'm not just handsome. And this is his peak handsome. Like he is. I'm not saying he's sexy as shit.
Yes.
He's very hot, but it's also kind of like, isn't he 50 and he doesn't know how to toast things?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what
he almost kills his own daughter with his ineptitude. A lot of fire in this movie.
So much fire. I guess that's where all the budget went.
There you go.
Yeah.
They should have gotten Jimi Hendrix's fire. It would have made more sense than these other choices. But
yeah. It's so all of that is happening. He goes to court. He's facing off against Debra Winger, and she's adorable. Everybody drink.
Looks beautiful.
She looks beautiful. And she is actually playing a character that is like quirky and weird. Like, she is she's a lawyer who will defend anyone. She believes that everyone deserves a good defense. She apparently at one point put a dog on the stand. And now she's
quirky.
She's quirky. She also falls down a lot.
Hey-yo.
Hey-yo. And she is defending Darryl Hannah. So she goes to Robert Redford and was like, I have some evidence here that you should see, and we don't even need to go to court. And he's like, whatever, see you in court. So he's speaking at some event. And she shows up with Debra Winger shows up with beautiful Darryl Hannah, and they crash this dinner and say, like, they won't work with us. We're trying to prevent a miscarriage of justice, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, fine, I'll work with you. I don't like Robert Redford's character in this movie whatsoever.
No, he skates on his looks. And
yes.
The whole thing, it's handsome guy, what's the word I'm
privilege.
Thinking of? Privilege.
Margo, I wrote the exact same things in my notes. This is handsome guy privilege. Like, to a T.
Yeah, we'll talk about when we're dorking out about things that there's somebody in the true crime world that's had a bad week, and rightly so. But same thing. It's like a handsome guy privilege. Like, he kind of shows up and does anything, and people go, "Oh my God, he's so amazing. Yes. He's so funny. He's so whatever." Christine Baranski is his assistant.
Yes.
They make her look dowdy, which is a crime against humanity.
Yes.
This woman is a diamond. She should always be shining.
Yes. It's not
Don't
right.
make her play dumb. Don't make her play, awkward. I don't appreciate it.
No.
It's not good. But he is, I'm like, isn't he a little old to be up for the big job? I mean, right? Or am I wrong?
I don't know. I
don't know how lawyers are. But
yeah, it's so, his character's such a
smarmy.
He just does whatever everybody wants him to do. It's like he doesn't want to sleep with Darryl Hannah's character, but she just keeps showing up, and eventually he gives in. He doesn't want to work with Debra Winger, but she just bullies him, and then he's like, fine, I'll work with you. Like, how good of a lawyer is he that he's only able to get 4 days a month to see his own kid?
He does. Is that all he gets?
There's a whole thing in the movie where, like, because eventually,
Sonia's really paying attention to this part.
This part matters to me. He only gets his daughter 4 days a month. There's a point where they say this, and then Debra Winger arranges a better arrangement for him, where he gets 42 more days a year. It's only because she did it that happens. Like,
yeah, he didn't ask for it.
He doesn't do anything in this movie. Just everything happens to him, and the women tell him what to do.
And Stephen Hill.
Yeah.
Who went on to play this part on Law and Order for 50 years. Beyond his expiration date. Hey-oh, sorry.
50 years.
You're burnt, dead Stephen Hill.
We told you, come here for the hot takes.
But he's saying I don't get. This is also a movie that thinks that news crews just show up anywhere, like they're at a luncheon.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Debra Winger shows up, and all of these reporters are coming over, and the cameras and their microphones ready. I'm like, does Ivan Reitman not know how the world works? And he may not, and that's okay. But Okay, let me say something positive.
Yes.
I want to say a few positive things.
Yes.
I think everybody looks great in this movie. They're well lit. I mean, for 1986, it could have been hideous, and they look amazing. Everyone really looks good, except for Christine Baranski, but that's not her fault. It's what they do to her.
But it's a crime.
It's a crime against humanity.
Yes.
It is a war crime in some places.
Correct.
Also, I think it makes New York look sexy and cool. It's a good use of the city. And that's it.
Yeah. And then we get Brian Dennehy with his cop mustache.
Not enough.
Not enough. No. He seriously, he could star in the movie. I'd be fine.
It could be him and Redford, because apparently Debra Winger, I mean, I love her too, but she looks awkward in this movie. Like she's trying to be, well, her whole thing, like she doesn't know how to drive. So of course she drives down the wrong way on a one-way street. Hilarious.
The movie doesn't know what it is.
It doesn't, because they're trying to do like this cool art thing.
Yes.
And they're mixing it with the law, and they're trying to be Tracy and Hepburn.
Yes.
And I feel like the Hepburn in this is like, no, I'm in a this is not the movie I wanted to make. And she later left her agent because she said it was a CAA package on fire. Like, and so she was pissed, and they didn't get, but I suppose it was going to be Bill Murray. Yeah. And so they were going to fight over Darryl Hannah, which I probably would watch that actually.
Yeah, that would make sense. And that she would then hopefully reject both of them would be the joke.
Because she's half their age. I mean, but she looks great. But also, it's one of those movies where somebody acts so fucking guilty. Yeah. And I'm supposed to believe that they're not. Spoiler. Right. And also, they filmed, when I read in the IMDb that they filmed 3 different endings.
That feels right.
That feels like that makes, because there's entire pieces of scenes where her motivation is completely different. This is the crime. Yeah.
Yep. They're coming for you.
The movie setting police coming to get us. They're coming. No, but she's like, there are entire sections where she walks in and she's like, oh, I went someplace with a gun to get my art back. But he scared me away, and then he took my gun. And now I'm here in your apartment. Like, what?
Yeah. She just keeps she just keeps lying and lying, and they're like, I do believe her. And she's never
super pretty.
Yeah, because she's super pretty. Like someone looks like that would never lie. Like the movie just makes no sense. You cannot pay attention to the plot because it doesn't matter. You're supposed to be very distracted by the movie stars, which I'm sure worked on me at the time, but adult Sonia is like, you can't gaslight me into liking this movie.
Yeah, there's a whole thing about the father's artwork. So he signs the piece.
Yes.
Is her name Chelsea? Yes. Like, you're my favorite artist, Chelsea. Which is not going to fuck her up at all when she's 8 and you're super successful. But okay, I get it. And he dies, like we forgot to mention. He's killed, right? He's killed in that fire. And all of his artwork, except a few pieces, that's what she has. And she's an artist.
Yes,
and
there's a performance artist.
Which is, such a fresh take in 1986, but doesn't age well. And she performs for Robert Redford, and there's fire involved in that.
Yes.
But she's trying to find her dad's. She says there's missing artwork, and Terrence Stamp is somehow involved in it. And he owns an art gallery. And I like the art gallery scenes. That's beautiful art on the walls, and it's beautiful art everywhere. But he's involved in it, and she goes to his place, and then she goes to Redford's place, and she's like, "Can I sleep with you, please, please, please?" And he's like, "Okay."
And he's like, "Okay, come lay on my super hairy chest."
No manscaping here. I'm
totally manscaping was clearly not a thing in 86.
No, it's like that with The Godfather. It's like Jimmy Kahn's shoulders are a sight to behold. But
or when we watched The Presidio with Mark Harmon, and she rips open his chest, and it's like a fucking rug like comes out. It's like it's like whoa. Robert Redford's very hairy in this movie.
Oh, there's some hair everywhere. Yes.
Yes.
So Redford and her, they sleep together, and Debra Winger has a crush on him, and he's kind of crushing on her. So they sleep together, and then the cops go in, and then of course, because he's the assistant DA, he's no longer on track to be the DA.
Yes.
Because he's caught with the client in bed, and so then he joins Debra Winger to.
And why she wants him on the team, I don't know. Other than he's Robert Redford.
Juries, Sonia, don't you see it from the commercial? I remember this from the commercial.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not going to be good. But he's like, yeah, let's convict her first and then give her a trial. And it's like,
yeah. Well, and there's just this. He was caught in bed with her, and it's all over the media. Why put him on the legal team to remind everybody that he slept with her? Once again, don't look for reason. There's also a whole thing where like they follow Terrence Stamp to a warehouse and they start going through all these records, and then they find a bomb and they have to like bust out of the building and all this stuff. And I'm like, why would he blow up a whole fucking building to like...
He brought them there. There's paperwork that's clearly showing from 1962 invoices that they find in 2 seconds. And it's not like dusty, and they're not like sneezing, or
just buy a paper shredder, man.
Set it on fire. Yeah. You're into fires. Just set fire.
Fire.
Beavis and Butthead. It's on my brain. Oh, maybe I'll watch that tonight. You have to tell me about it when we do our drinking out section.
Yes.
Anywho, so he's not. They almost get blown up in a building. Like there's all kinds of stuff. And then there's a guy trying to kill Redford with his car.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets run over and killed. And then Debra Winger, the only thing she can do is Redford jumps out of a car, is she jumps into the car and starts driving, even though she doesn't know how to drive.
Isn't that funny? It's so funny.
In the middle of one of the busiest cities on the planet.
It's hilarious.
I won't do it. And I've been driving like since I was 16. I'm terrified of it. Like, you got to be kidding me. And then there's a scene where he like breaks the window of the car to open his car door, and all the cops are just standing there. I'm like, what is the point of all this?
Movie makes no sense.
No sense. And then there's beautiful shots of New York City everywhere. And I see them. There's a scene where they're supposed to be in Dumbo by the Brooklyn Bridge. And it's completely fake as fuck. You can totally tell it looks fake. Like, why couldn't you put a few pennies towards that? It's like you said, this movie does not know what it wants to be. But this movie is chock full of people that are character actors. Like Seinfeld's mother.
Yes.
Was he Sheridan's in there? I mean, there's certain people I'm like, this must have been like the hot ticket when they were filming in 85.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, people wanted to be in it. Ivan Reitman made a huge amount of money with Ghostbusters. Everyone was kind of looking forward to it. And it seemed it would be fun. I like a courtroom drama thing.
Absolutely. I like a courtroom movie. I like courtroom comedies. I like courtroom dramas.
Yeah.
Like, I'm into it.
Liar, Liar, I'm into it. Or, Tracy and Hepburn.
Or My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, I'm into that shit. That's great. And you've got really great people, but I don't believe any of them actually know each other or care.
No. And once again, like, the action is dumb. The plot doesn't make any sense. And then the comedy, it doesn't really work either. There's a lot of montaging going on.
Mm-hmm.
We get this montage of when Redford and Winger both can't sleep. And he's like doing his fucking tap dancing, which isn't a thing that people do when they can't sleep. He's like riding a bike in his apartment.
You'll get your ass beat in New York, by the way, making noises like that.
He's pretending to ski. Who doesn't do that when they can't sleep?
He's looking good, though, I have to say.
Yeah.
He's keeping it tight, y'all. I get it.
Absolutely. Like, she's actually doing the thing that I think most people do when they can't sleep, which is excessive eating and drinking.
Like, yes, that makes sense to me. And then she sleeps on her desk, not the couch.
No.
Not her bed. But then she wakes up and, hungover, everything, looks fresh as a daisy.
Yes.
Because she has to know that Brian Dennehy is behind that door.
And she's like, hello.
So he's a detective, he says.
He says he's a cop who a million years ago, was investigating the murder of Chelsea's father in that fire. And that nobody believed him, and that he got, like, you know, the shitty job, like busting, what was it? Rolling bums in Staten Island or something like that. And
I didn't remember.
And they take him at his word that he is who he says he is. I think
he had a badge.
He had a badge, yeah. So, yeah, he keeps hanging around and popping up, and I texted you, and I was like, why would she care about Robert Redford when Brian Dennehy's right there with that fucking mustache? Like, I'm like,
that raincoat, that
like,
twinkle in his eye,
total hot cop vibe. I'm like, yep. I would step all over Robert Redford to get to Brian Dennehy in this movie. I really would.
6'3", by the way.
Hot.
Hot as shit.
We've talked about this before. We love Brian Dennehy here, and we will not accept any slander about Brian Dennehy. He's hot.
He is hot, but he's not a cop, essentially. He's in on all this crap. He gets dispatched, like thrown off the roof or something. It's a really...
Once again, all kinds of fire breaks out. They're running around a burning building, yelling each other's names. Like, you know, Kelly, Laura, Chelsea, Brian, just running around.
Mm-hmm. She's chained to the desk or something.
Yeah.
Darryl Hannah is chained, and so she's stuck. And it's, but they, in the end, I don't even know how they're fucking rescued, but in the end, who cares?
Yeah.
But they find the artwork, and it's in a thing that's in a thing. And he makes them open up the thing to show like this $20 million of artwork. But she gets it, and she sees the signature on the back that her dad gave her. And I get that. And she's like, oh, thank God. And I'm like, yeah, and you're fucking rich, and you're Darryl Hannah. Like, good for you, girl. Enjoy New York in the 80s.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Do all the coke and have all the sex.
Do it all.
Do it while Roe versus Wade is still a thing, girl.
Oh God, yes. Yes. Okay.
But I want to talk about Debra Winger and Robert Redford's character. Chemistry? Question mark. Like, obviously, because there's a whole, once again, we get the montage over the ending credits to Love Touch by Rod Stewart, which is a dope song. It's
a cute song. I have to say.
I will not be taking any questions of them, like, having lunches together and, like, doing whatever, all this stuff. I think, obviously, all this stuff was filmed and, like, not used in the movie. And I think that's a missed opportunity because their supposed interest in each other comes out of nowhere for me. He
resuscitates his reputation. His name is good again. He could practice law, and they're saying you should run for DA, and he's like, fuck no, I'm gonna be in a business with Debra Winger, who clearly hates me, by the way. I see just venom behind her eyes. Under that beautiful face and the great suit, and they make her hair look, she's very 80s perfect. I see resentment coming through Debra Winger because she is so smart and such a badass that it's terms of endearment that I want from her.
Right.
And she's like really is squished into a role like anybody could do. You don't need Debra Winger for this.
Exactly.
So why have her?
You don't need Debra Winger for this. And she clearly likes Robert Redford's character from the beginning. Like, they make it, there's like little smiles and whatever. Like they're making it obvious
he's cute
because he's cute and she's got a little crush on him or whatever. He sleeps with her client, which you would think at that point she would be like, what the fuck?
He's a sleaze.
Yeah.
No.
He's gross. He sleeps with, women half his age, and they're also clients. But no, she continues to like him. And then there's this thing where she's like typing and she's in his house and the daughter's there and she's like, you're a great typist. You like my dad and he likes you. And it's like, well, where the fuck is that coming from? We've seen nothing from him that he likes her.
And she's also this actress. She plays the daughter in First Wives Club.
Yes.
That's what I was like, who is this?
I
I know
know.
this person. I've seen her in shows, and it's like she's definitely 19 or 20 playing 12.
Yes.
Like they're parting her hair in the middle and giving her, barrettes in the front and no
Totally.
makeup. Like they're trying to make her look really young. And she's got like, you like my dad because he hates typing. I'm like, yeah, it's for girls.
Typing's for girls. Like, it's just this weird thing that the only reason we believe that they like each other is because they are the movie stars in this movie and we are told that they like each other. I never see
Right.
it that they like each other.
And like you said, in the end credits, they really push it. Like there's
Yeah.
this chemistry between them. And I'm not saying that there wouldn't be. I think just in a better scripted movie,
Yeah. It just didn't.
it would be there. I mean, Reitman should know comedy. He should know
Yes.
what's fucking funny. And the funny is not here.
Mm-mm. No.
Or the unintentionally funny, which is my favorite funny. But I was hoping, because the guy, didn't he do Stripes? I mean,
Yeah.
Animal House, like some of my movies, my favorite movies, sure, they're all problematic as fuck,
Yeah.
but they're funny.
Yeah. This one just doesn't have.
It's very clean.
Yeah. There's nothing to really recommend other than I like looking at Brian Dennehy in a mustache.
It's not the worst thing.
No, it's a total like TBS movie that you would like put on while you're folding your laundry or something.
Right, or dusting or something. Like you have it on. It does make New York look great.
Yeah.
And Darryl Hannah's awful pretty.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's true. She's gorgeous, and what's happening in the movie is in no way her fault. She's doing the best she can with that part, and she is lovely, and it's
tall.
So tall. But
She dwarfs Debra Winger. And I looked up, Deborah's like 5'4". With heels, she should be okay. But Darryl Hannah, I think, is like almost 6 foot, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad we talked about it because it has been on our list for a long time.
It was fun. I don't want to sound like a grump.
Right.
It was, believe me, especially like that's the stuff that's happening in the news lately.
Yes.
It was really good cotton candy for the brain. It's just not something I would say you have to watch this movie.
Yes.
And you definitely have to like pay attention. You can have it on. That's my recommendation. You can have it on
It's something to watch.
if there's something else you're doing.
Exactly.
You're baking or something.
That makes sense. I have a list of other 86 movies, but I also wanted to point out that the thing I always remember most about this movie is the song Love Touch.
Love Touch.
By Rod Stewart. It's a fucking catchy little ditty. And I was like, surely it was nominated for Best Song or something. It was not, but I thought you might like to know what was.
I always do. Go.
Okay. These are what was nominated. Somewhere Out There from American Tail.
Somewhere out there.
It makes me want
Used to make me cry.
Yes.
Did you remember that from Designing Women?
No.
When Charlene gave birth to her baby?
I don't
Dolly Parton was her angel.
Oh my God,
Who
I don't
came
remember this.
Oh my God.
I'm going to look it
Did you
up.
not watch Designing Women?
I did. I just don't remember this. I'm going to look it up.
Charlene had her baby, and I think there were complications, and she was in a coma or something. And Dolly Parton appeared as her celebrity star angel,
Mhm.
and the daughter's fine.
Phew.
But in the end, like she gives birth to her daughter, and they played this song in the background, and it made me cry my fucking eyes out because I love Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
I love Charlene, and this song makes me weepy.
I was just talking about Designing Women with my sister today because we were talking about how we want to watch more things with like old lady vibes that
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. And I was like, Designing Women, they weren't old ladies, but it has the vibe.
They were in their 30s and 40s.
Totally. Well, and Golden Girls,
Dixie
Golden Girls were in their 50s or something.
50s.
It's like,
Yeah, they were in their 50s. Oh my God.
oh my gosh. Okay, so here's the other ones. This song is dope. Mean Green Mother from Outer Space from Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, I love Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
That is a great soundtrack.
So good. A song called Life in a Looking Glass from That's Life.
What's That's Life?
I don't know. I think it's a Blake Edwards movie.
Oh, no, thank you.
No, thank you. Glory of Love from The Karate Kid Part 2.
The glory, I will love you.
I want, who doesn't want a man who will fight for your honor? Oh, wait, me.
Fucking A.
I'm like, that's fine. I could fight for my own honor, but that's cool. If you want to do it.
It's a good thing to have in your hip pocket when you need it.
True. And then the winner was Take My Breath Away from Top Gun.
Oh, that song. I mean, it's a good song, but it was overplayed.
Yep.
It was really. All right. So can I mention to you
Yes.
the top 10 songs when this movie came out?
Yes.
It's going to blow your fucking mind, Sonia.
I can't wait.
June 14th, 1986, number 10, Level 42, Something About You.
I
Awesome
love that song. I'm going to
Awesome
put it on a
song.
playlist today. That's a good song.
Number 9, Mike and the Mechanics. Yeah, they had lots of hits. All I Need Is a Miracle.
They did have lots of hits.
They did.
They definitely in the like Genesis camp, you know.
Well, it was light rock. It's yacht rock, we would call it nowadays. Howard Jones, No One Is to Blame. Dope song.
I love Howard Jones.
Love him. George Michael, A Different Corner. Don't really like this song.
I don't even hardly remember that one, and I love George Michael.
Me too. But this one, I was listening to it today. I'm like, nope. Whitney Houston, The Greatest Love of All.
Yes.
You're going to love this. The Jets, Crush on You.
I loved the Jets. I loved the Jets. I've got a crush on you.
On you. We have Billy Ocean, There'll Be Sad Songs. That's a really slow, dreary one. This is my favorite song on this list. New Shoes, I Can't Wait.
That song is still dope. It's catchy.
Madonna, Live to Tell. This is when she was married to Sean Penn.
Yes, I remember this.
And the number one song talking about yacht rock, Patti LaBelle, Michael McDonald, On My Own.
Oh my, such yacht rock.
On my own.
I have a friend who insists that if God has a voice, it's Michael McDonald's voice.
I co-sign that. Yes. That's how he looks.
It's true.
That's how God sounds. Yes.
I agree. What else are you dorking out about, Margo?
I tried on Peacock The Ultimate Girls Trip 2.
I am very curious that you say I tried.
I got through episode 1.
Me too.
These are not my favorite housewives.
Yeah.
Phaedra's hilarious. You have Phaedra. She's one of the ones from Atlanta. Yeah. She's really funny, but I think she needs like stronger women around her. Mm-hmm. It's because nothing kills my spirit more than Vicky Gundelson. And I know she has her fans.
She sucks.
She is such a sourpuss.
Yes.
Everything. And the thing that worked with the other one, and maybe it was because they were at an island resort.
Yeah.
Okay. Not everyone likes the humid Berkshires. It's not my favorite. But still, it's a free week. It's a free vacation. You're being paid to be a housewife. A lot of these women were fired before.
Yes.
You think they'd appreciate the opportunity.
Or put on pause. Thank you very much, Dorinda. She says, I've been placed on pause. Everyone's like, LOL, you're fired, bitch.
That part I like. That part I think is enjoyable. But there are a lot of these women, I don't know how it's going to wear. I didn't watch the second one, and there's 3 of them there. And normally, I can't stop myself.
Yeah. I also watched the first one, and like my housewives' knowledge doesn't go as deep as yours, so I don't know very much about the OC or Beverly Hills. Because I know of them because I've heard you talk about them, but like I never watched those. This show is like this run of Girls Trip. It's 2 OC and Beverly Hills for me. They're fighting about shit that happened like 5 years ago, and I don't care. I want to see them interact with each other, and they're not. It's just these 4 like fighting.
Yeah, and they fight about just dumb shit people said on Twitter and Instagram,
and I'm like,
which isn't interesting to anybody.
No. Don't care.
And then I So I was into the, what do I say first? So Billy Jensen is a true crime podcaster associated with Michelle McNamara's book, I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
Yes.
He and Paul Holes have been heartthrobs of the true crime community. And I normally don't hang out in Reddit, and I know why now, because it's a cesspool.
Yeah.
It really is kind of gross. But this guy, if it's true, this guy has a wild fall ahead of him.
Oh, man.
And possibly Holes as well. Maybe not bad, but
I hope
not great.
not.
I know.
That would suck. It
would suck, but that's something like I was dorking out about to just distract myself. And then I know I'm talking about something that's happening on another show I do, but for Pride Month, we're doing the Boys in the Band.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For Book versus Movie. And I really recommend, especially because it's Pride Week all over the world. It's Pride Month.
Yes.
If you're looking for something to watch that's filled with hot guys being bitchy as hell and
go on.
I recommend. I am surprised. It's a play that's 50 years old, and honestly, these guys could be hanging out on Fire Island now. The way they snipe at each other. It's funny in the context of, like, at the time, it was sort of like, oh, the sad homosexual and the lonely homosexual and their life together. And it's like, I've never experienced that with my gay friends. And this is more of like what I experience when I'm around them.
Yeah.
Like, it's more biting and they're a family, but anyway, I'll say for Book versus Movie. I'm just saying it's on Netflix. It's an update. It's really great. Matt Bomer is, oh my God, is he fucking hot?
He's so hot. We just did Magic Mike and we were like, what a waste. What a waste. More
of him. I know he doesn't do enough here either. I mean, I think he has kind of a small part. I think Zachary Quinto as the bitchiest one, just so good. And they have a documentary on Netflix about the making of it, and you meet the original playwright who passed away the same year that this came out in 2020. And he seems like just such a nice man and so appreciative of his fans and so loved by people. And it's a great New York story. I like my New York stories. So I recommend, if you're looking for something, it's on Netflix, The Boys in the Band. It's super funny. And it's a play. There's stuff that happens. You're like, would people really do that? Or is that really a thing? But who gives a shit? It's fun.
I will put it on my list because, similar to what you just said, I watched Fire Island on Hulu.
Oh, and how was it?
I liked it. I don't love it. I'm not like, oh, Fire Island, I'm going to watch it all the time. But there was stuff in it. It's a retelling of Pride and Prejudice. My favorite. And
everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite. Anyone who likes romantic comedies, it all goes back to Pride and Prejudice. Like, almost all romantic comedies are basically Pride and Prejudice. So this is the gay version of Pride and Prejudice, and it all takes place on Fire Island. And I really liked it. I thought it was funny. I think it's very cute when it needs to be. All the dudes are hot. If Margaret Cho is in there as their den mom, and I'm always happy to see Margaret Cho. And Bowman Yang from SNL?
Yep.
Is playing the Jane Bennett character. He's
Bowen?
Yeah. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Bowen.
I think it's Bowen.
Okay. He's really great in it. I liked it. It's enjoyable. If you have Hulu, you should definitely watch it. I kept seeing Hulu was like, you might like Fire Island. And I was like, isn't that a reality show? And I was like, I don't want to watch that right now. And somebody else texted me and was like, no, it's a retelling of Pride and Prejudice. And I'm like, couldn't add that to my watch list fast enough.
Right. It's a gay version of that.
Yes.
Which is,
So it's on Hulu. I liked it. I think it's very cute. And then my big, big, big thumbs up is Beavis and Butthead to the Universe.
So is that on Paramount?
It is on Paramount Plus, which I only signed up for so that I could watch RuPaul's Drag Race. And I did not know that this movie was coming. And then it was like on Thursday, there's a new Beavis and Butthead movie, and I was like, what the fuck? I have to drop everything I'm doing and watch Beavis and Butthead do the universe. And I laughed out loud. I think Beavis and Butthead is really funny. Like
I loved Beavis and Butthead.
Like I thought the show was funny. I thought Beavis and Butthead Do America was really funny.
That was great.
I think this movie's really funny. They are almost what's the word? Like back in the day, Beavis and Butthead, it was like almost they were like pushing the boundaries and seemed kind like almost offensive at the time.
They were edgy.
Yeah, and now they seem downright quaint. They are just like 14 or 15-year-old boys that just want to get laid. They're just horny. And all they're doing is walking around and they're like, hey, you said hole, you said ass. Like that's all they do. Shit fucking works for me. It makes me laugh really hard. And the whole premise is that they are at a science fair. And like their project is Butthead is just kicking Beavis in the nuts until he passes out. And somehow it ends up that they set the school on fire. And then they end up in front of a judge who sends them to space camp. Why not? So they go to space camp and then they end up going into space. And there's some really, it's just so funny. It's just the same shit. It's just them like, you know, we're going to score. Like, we're going to do it. Like, and then they learn about things like white privilege, and when they learn about it, they're just like walking around and they're just taking things. And they're like, I don't know if you've heard, but we have white privilege. It's really fucking funny. I'm gonna watch it again. Like it made me laugh really hard when I needed it. And
I got some edibles. I know we're watching with them.
You will not be sorry.
Oh,
you're in for the best night in a really long time. Taking an edible and watching Beavis and Butthead do the universe.
I know that Paramount Plus, they say that they got permission and they're going to use the old episodes where they would goof on music videos.
I loved it so much.
And when they did music videos, that was my absolute favorite.
Yes.
The one where it's a Black Sabbath and they're like, Ozzy's in a members only jacket.
It just always made me laugh.
I am Cornholio.
Yeah, the Cornholio makes an appearance. There's
Daria. Does Daria show up?
You see her in the background. You also see like Stuart with his like Winger shirt shows up in the background. The teacher, Mr. Grayson, I think is his name. Like he shows up.
We're gonna be talking about the penis. We're gonna be talking about the vagina.
It's if you don't like Beavis and Butthead, I don't understand. I don't understand. They're so harmless compared to like what we're used to now.
I know.
I think you're gonna really, really like it. I would be surprised if you didn't, because it takes some very smart choices to like modernize it, like how they introduce them to the idea of white privilege, or how they introduce them to things like cell phones, and just it's really, really funny. I highly recommend. So if you get Paramount Plus, do it. Sign up for the free trial if you don't, and just watch it and then cancel it. Like it's worth it.
Oh, I love it.
I'm gonna watch it again. I'm not gonna watch it today because my kid is here and he'll be like, what?
He'll be talking like that for months.
I can't do it. I'm like, I'm gonna talk like that, but I don't want him to, so I'll watch it without him. There was something else I watched that I wanted to mention. What was it? Shit. No, I mentioned Fire Island. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'll remember after we're done recording. I should have wrote it down.
You didn't see any movies this week or anything?
I saw Beavis and Butthead, and I don't remember. Shit. Sorry, y'all. Cocktail show. This was really fun, though. I'm glad we talked about Legal Eagles. This has been on the list since the beginning, so it was fun.
It was fun. It's cotton candy for the brain.
Yes,
it's a thing to put on, not even a thing to watch.
You don't even have to watch it. Just put it on.
Just put it on.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Margo, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on social media at Brooklyn Fit Chick, and my site is brooklynfitchick.com.
And if you like the sound of our voices, and I assume you do, we also co-host a podcast called What a Creep, where we talk about creeps of the past and the present. And then we end every episode with someone who's not a creep, so you don't think the world is a dumpster fire, even though it is.
Even though it is.
We will have a new episode up next week, and it's going to be Terry Richardson. Fuck that guy.
A fucking creep.
He's a fucking creep. You can find me at thesoniashow.com and The Sonia Show on Twitter and Instagram and occasionally the TikTok. And if you like dorking out, you could email us at dorkinoutshow@gmail.com. We'll send you some stickers. They're real cute. And what else? You could give us a review. It'll really help us like offset the one-star reviews we get from people who say, I don't like it when Sonia and Margo breathe.
Her cackle. Yes. Annoying.
We did get a 5-star review from Rose Lily Violet, who gave us 5 stars and said that we are awesome and that they are a big fan of What a Creep as well. So we super, super appreciate that. So thank you.
And I should say that my book, Filmed in Brooklyn, is available for pre-order on Amazon. And Sonia got a sneak peek of the cover.
It looks amazing.
I can't wait to show you guys. It's really awesome.
It looks so good. I am so proud of my friend. I can't wait to like see the book all finished and like promote it to everyone I know.
So just look up Filmed in Brooklyn if you use Amazon. If not, it'll be available on the company website for Arcadia in a couple of months. So,
well, spoiler alert for my friends, y'all getting the book for Christmas. Thanks for dorking out about Legal Eagles with me and Brian Dennehy's mustache.
Love touch. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Love